Hi everyone, welcome to the stream once again. Here we are again. Doesn't seem 5 minutes ago since we were doing the last stream on Friday. It was a really good stream on Friday, so I'm hoping tonight will be just as good. It's very casual on a Sunday. No ladyboy competitions, no. Well, we might have a little manga minute for you later on, but nothing too serious, okay? And right, let's see who's in the stream as always. Start as we mean to go on. I just want to, before I say hi to anybody, I want to say, I'll just put up there, I want to say hi to Don Schultz. I believe you're in the States somewhere, aren't you, Don? Says, having a really tough day from my radiation treatment. So looking forward to some time sharing what you have to say. That's good. I don't know if you're allowed to drink as well, Don, or not, or if you're a non-drinker, but sometimes it helps a little bit as well to unwind, you know. Right, okay, good. So good luck with that one for the future as well, Don. Right, let's say hi to everyone. Sugar-free Sugar Daddy, how you doing? Jamie296, Best Dressed Man, M&G. Is it a mistake or will there really be a live stream this? We just had one on Friday. Well, you know, when I'm in the UK, I always do a stream on a Friday and a Sunday. I don't know why. I suppose it'd make more sense to do one in the middle of the week, wouldn't it? Like others do. But I don't know. There's something about the Friday night one. It's kind of the end of the week. Everybody's unwinding, time for a beer, relax. And the Sunday night when there's not much going on, I don't want to sit in front of the TV. I quite enjoy the streams myself. So while I'm here, yeah. Do you know what? Thailand never fails to amaze me or what goes on there. Somebody, a guy called Jeremy just sent me a story. I think it was Jeremy, one of my viewers who contacts me. And there was a guy, quite a sad story actually, a Finnish guy, and he lives just outside of Pattaya. And he had to go back to Finland to sort stuff out. And he was going through a lot of mental stress. And he got back to wherever it is near Pattaya, not actually in Pattaya. And he's got a Thai live-in wife, not his real wife, a kind of casual wife. What do you call it? You know, they're not married. And they've been together for about 5 years, something like that. She's got a couple of kids. And the neighbors heard them arguing furiously. They were arguing the night before, really arguing. Cat and dog, everybody could hear it, right? So she takes the kids to school the next day. And when she comes back, she phones the police. She discovers that her husband's husband, a boyfriend, live-in husband, a Finnish guy rather, he's had his throat cut. He's laying in bed with a throat cut and a knife laying on the pillow. She phones up the police, says, I went to the school with my kids and I came back and this is what I found. Okay. But you know the best part of it, how it ended the story? Police are keeping an open mind. You know, you couldn't make this stuff up, could you? Okay, right. Thailand, that was me. I wrote that. Brian Street. Good evening, Peter. Hope your plans are ticking along quite. Yeah, I got your message about the nice backdrops, Brian. They don't always kind of fit into this stream, but let's do one for you. Get it out of the way, then we'll go back to the mongering. Okay. So we'll put up. You did mention longboats and stuff, didn't you? Let's see if we can find something appropriate for you. I did dig one out earlier. There we go. Okay, Brian, so that's just for you. I'll keep it up for at least 5 minutes, all right? Crypto Chris, how you doing? Steve, Yours Travels, how you doing? Good to have you in. Evening, Brian and Peter. Be back in 28 minutes when it's live. Okay, well, we're live now. I'll just say a quick hi to Damien as well. He's in the background moderating. As you know, Frankel's still in Thailand. He's enjoyed himself over there. I spoke to Frankel today, actually. He's back, I think he said the 15th, couple of weeks, something like that. Right, Rumblebee. Peter, not having a go at you, but if you need actual heart surgery while you are not in Bangkok, but in another city, what is your plan? By the time Simon flies over to pay the bills, it's too late. Yeah, that's kind of not a great way to start the stream, is it? No, I mean, there's great hospitals everywhere all over Thailand, not just Bangkok. I mean, Pattaya, for instance, they have a Bangkok hospital in Pattaya. They have Hua Hin, they have fantastic hospitals. Khon Kaen, they have fantastic hospital. Buriram, they're everywhere. You know, you don't have to be in Bangkok, but you can't plan your life like you're scared to walk outside the front door in case a slab of concrete falls off the roof, can you? You just can't live like that, you know. You take every precaution you can. You don't live too much of a cavalier lifestyle. You know, you get everything in place, but you can't constantly keep thinking about the negative side of things, else you might as well stay in bed and not get out of bed because you're afraid something will happen to you. I get your point, but, you know, you do what you do. And at the end of the day, Thailand's not there's nowhere in Thailand that I'm going to go to that's not going to be fairly near to a decent hospital, unless I'm on Koh Lan or something like that. Then, you know, it's fate, isn't it? DM, I kind of agree with Rumpel. I pay for insurance, but I recognize there is a high chance they will not pay out, but at least I will be alive to pay the bill if admitted for an emergency. But how do you know that? How do you know they'll pay out? You know, I don't want to turn this into. I mean, but we've been going on. This has been a subject for the last couple of weeks, but we'll get it brush it out under the carpet after this. But how do you know? The whole point of insurance is you pay your fees every month. So if something happens to you, you get taken care of. But it doesn't always happen, does it? You didn't mention this. That was in the clause. Oh, you went to a clinic over here. Something that people have had a go at me about, which I told you on Friday. I said in that video, the healthcare video, I said, well, they said 300,000 is nothing, you know, because I said I'm going to stick 300,000. But what I didn't say is I've also got a credit card with a $500,000 baht limit on it, and I've got access to other funds, you know. So let's leave the health insurance thing. You've got to make your own decision. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not right for me. Okay, and you know, I'm entitled to, like everybody else, to an opinion, right? Michael, how you doing? Hi Peter, good luck with all your life stuff. I'm in Thailand, week 12 to 16. Hope to meet you. Best of luck in the future. Yeah, Michael, I hope to meet you too. The thing is, I've been back now a week yesterday, and I'm going to be calling the lawyers, the solicitors tomorrow. I'm going to be calling the agents because I just haven't got a date yet. You know, they keep throwing this, oh, it'll be about 2 weeks. It'll be about 2 weeks. But I'm like, well, where 2 weeks? You know, what's happening? What's happening with the other stuff? They're just so slow in the UK. You know, it's the solicitors, right? They get a mortgage revised offer and they sit on it. You know, they could do it in an hour, 2 hours and say, yep, these guys are ready to go, but they don't. You know, solicitors are just, you know, they get paid lots of money and they don't, they just keep you waiting and waiting and waiting. The best thing about it is they don't phone you and say, sorry for the delay, but we promise it will be done by Thursday. They just don't phone you. You've got to phone them, and then they're not there, so you have to leave them a message, and then they might call you back a week later. No, it'll happen. In all fairness, it will happen. I mean, I'm hoping there's not much chance that it will fall through now. We're in very late stages now. I just want to get back to Bangkok. You know, I can't handle the cold here. I've just been out with a dog, and it's really cold. I find it cold anyway. It's boring. You know, I'm not doing a lot here. The days go really fast. I don't know where they go. I mean, today I spent half the day just sleeping in front of the TV on the couch today. That's what you do in the UK. You know, I mean, I made a nice lunch for myself. And then I thought, you know, what I should have done is come in Sunday afternoons and worked on the stories for the weekend. And I thought, you know, I can't be bothered. I laid on the couch to watch a movie. I just fell asleep. I've been asleep all afternoon, you know, so terrible. All right, who else we got in? Let's have a look. Right, thank you for that super sticker there. Martin, is it? Thanks a lot. Is it €2? $2? €2, I think it is. Thank you. Okay. Paul Scratch, good evening to you. I don't know how to pronounce that. Is that Martin Blackskin? No, it's not Blackskin. I'm going to get some shit now. Mike Braithwaite, how you doing? XX Free Trainer X. Ishan Patel, how you doing? I guess you're, well, you're not necessarily in India, are you? Dog, how you doing? Nice to see you in. Matthew, 300 days to go, so please keep up the channel. I need it. 300 days. That's not quite a year, is it? Probably about 10 months, something like that. 9-10 months. Christopher Tate, hi. Anesh Patel, how you doing? I've just said hi to you, haven't I? Eric Whitfield, hi. Dennis William. Right, little story. Just cut in here before I carry on with this. I had a guy write to me in the week. I think he was from Australia. He said, why do we have to sit through a 3-minute intro? Why can't you just go straight in? And I thought about it. I thought, you don't need to sit through a 3-minute intro. If it's not what you want to do, go make a cup of tea or go to the toilet or something. The reason why I do a 3-minute intro, if you haven't worked it out by now, I'm sure you have. The reason why I do a 3-minute intro is because if you just go, bang, I'm live, you'll have 5 people in the stream, you know, and you've got to build up slowly. You can't talk about anything. When you do a 3-minute intro, over that 3 minutes, people see you're live and they oh, he's live, he's coming on in a minute. And they tune in. That's an old word, isn't it? Tune in, the old telly. And they come along. And by the time the actual stream starts, I've always got more than 100 people already at the beginning. So that's why I do the 3-minute intro. Plus, it gives me time to kind of relax and, you know, hype myself up for it and everything like that. But first time anybody's ever sort of commented on the intro in a sort of not great way. Darren Howe, good evening. Jake McShane, what's up, everybody? Johnny Bailey, hi. I go to Thailand for the first time this Wednesday. So whereabouts are you going, Johnny? I guess you're going to head down to Pattaya, maybe a couple of nights in Bangkok. You're in for a good time. I'm guessing you've watched a lot of videos on lots of people's channels and stuff. You know, don't believe any of the stories. She's not different, okay? Believe me. If she works in a bar, she's not different. Okay, we've got yours is giving out the football scores here. Liverpool 7, Man U 0. Okay, so it always seems to be boxing on or football or something when I'm doing the streams. Johnny Bailey, how you doing? Artolax, hello from Sweden, cold, snowy Sweden. Well, we're actually predicted to have some snow this week. I'm all green around the edges of my armlet. What's going on there? Let me just try and adjust that. That's quite annoying. I need a bit more lighting in there. That's what it is. So that's it. That's better. But like the Jolly Green Giant there. Right, Christopher Tate, good evening. All looking forward to the evening stream. AB, if I visit Thailand for just 1 week, it's worth to do Bangkok and Pattaya or only one. If you're going for 1 week, that's an extremely short time to visit Thailand. What I would do if I was in your shoes. So when you say you're there for a week, is that one clear week of 7 days and you've got 1 day on the way and 1 day on the way back? So actually it's 9 days, 2 days traveling and 7 days there. Because if you're talking 7 days and 2 days of traveling, it's 5 days. It's not enough, really. You're going to kick yourself. If you can change your ticket and get a couple of weeks down there, I'd say normally at the very least 2 weeks, what you want to do is have a couple of nights in Bangkok, go down to Pattaya, and then come back and have another couple of nights in Bangkok, and away you go. That way, if it's 10 days, you've got 7 days in Pattaya, knock off 2 days for traveling, if that includes your traveling days. So 2 days traveling. So you get to Bangkok, you're a bit tired because you've just flown in. You have a good sleep. You have one good night out the next night. Then you go down to Pattaya, have 5 great nights, come back to Bangkok, have another good night. And then the next night you're winding down to go out. But I'd say 7 nights. I'd say just get straight down to Pattaya. It's not worth messing about. Paul, don't leave the UK yet, Peter. There's a job going in Manchester if you've got some spare time. Wink, wink. Yeah, no, I've got no spare time. I can't wait to get on that plane. I said to Damien yesterday, it's like when my she's bought herself a new house just up the road. Nice new house. Okay. But I won't be living there, but I'm not going to mess about with hotels here. How it works in the UK, if you're, when you come to the completion day, what happens, they normally go for the time of like lunchtime, midday. And that's the time when, 12 o'clock, everything's in the van for her to go to her new place. I drop the keys at the estate agent. The guy who's buying this place drops his key. The guy that's buying his place drops his key. Everybody picks up and drops off the keys at midday, and that's it. My wife will go off with the lorry, and that's it. She's going to move in then her new house, and I'm on the doorstep with a suitcase, as it were. Quite sad, really, isn't it? But in a way, yes. In a way, no. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to go straight down to Heathrow. There's no point in hanging around here. I'm going to fly business class this time. I've decided to treat myself, and I'm sure I can get a flight virtually the same night. And if I can't, I'd rather just stay one. If I have to stay a couple of nights, so if I can't get a flight that night and I have to have a couple of days in Heathrow, I'll treat myself again and I'll book into a fairly decent hotel. I normally stay with the Premier Inn. They're about £70 a night, but they're very basic. They don't even have a fridge in the room. I wouldn't mind treating myself to something a bit more upmarket, maybe £150 a night. I know it's very, some people might look at it as wasteful. I'm not a wealthy man, but, I'm leaving the UK probably for the last time I wouldn't say forever. I will come back one day. I'm going to get very old and decrepit. I might get dementia. I'm going to have to go back at some point. I don't know where this conversation is going now, but I'm just going to head down to Heathrow and get straight on the plane. I can't wait to get back. I've got people waiting for me there. I'm still paying for my apartment. I just paid my electric yesterday, 1,200 baht. I'm in limbo. That's what they say. I'm in limbo. Okay, Michael DiCaprio. Hi, Peter from Swansea, Wales. Yeah, how you doing, Michael? Tom Waddington, good evening. Christopher Doyle, 3 videos in 3 days. You're really spoiling us. 3 videos in 3 days. There's the live stream. The Saturday story there. Yeah. Well, Sundays are kind of a casual stream, isn't it? There's not much going on, and I'm not doing a lot. And yourself, I do enjoy doing the streams. It's not. There's no other reason. Okay, it must be another Brian then. It's not Brian Street. Let me come with that. Okay, I had a guy called Brian Street as well, actually. He sent me a message and said, oh, can you put some nice backgrounds on, like floating market and all that sort of thing? So I said, okay, I'll have a go. But if it's not you, then let's do what we normally do and go back to, the real ones. Right, Isham Patel, hi, everyone. Ellesmere, good evening all. David, hi, Peter. Three-week subscriber here. I'm playing catch-up, watching your past videos, 3 p.m. here in Chicago. Good to have you in, David. There's a lot of videos. There's over 400 now, but they are in playlists. So I don't know what you like watching, if you like the tips and things not to do in Thailand, that sort of thing. then they're under the playlist non-relationship videos, and then you've got the relationship videos and that. Let me just say thank you. I bet that's Paul Scarth. I haven't looked. Somebody's given me a $10 super chat or something. I don't know who it is. I'm going to guess and say it's Paul Scarth. Let me look. Oh, I'm wrong. Blue streak. Don't feel bad, Paul. So you don't have to give me a super chat. Have a sip on something nice. Well, I'm on these tonight, Blue Streak, the old Kronenbergs, because I didn't have time to get up to Aldi, and I'm not sure if I want to go up to Aldi and buy a case. So I bought these from the Co-op. The Co-op's really handy, but it's expensive. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. It's like I've started drinking white wine, you know, because I can't drink a lot of it because I drink it like beer. You know, I'll have a 1.5 fairly substantial glasses, and I'm trying to cut down on the calories. You know, I mean, okay, I drank beer Friday, I drank beer now, but I'm trying to go on the white wine. You know, it's not, you know, it's, you drink it slower and it's more enjoyable. And the difference in pricing. I bought a bottle from Tesco's the other day, and it was £5 for, I think it's called Blossom Hill. It's just a cheap wine. It tastes okay. I'm not a connoisseur of wine, but I like the taste. It's okay, you know. And it was a £5. So I went to the Co-op tonight to get something else, and I thought, oh, I'll pick up a bottle of wine for tomorrow, so I don't have to go out tomorrow. And £6.49, so £1.49 difference. I know it's not going to break the bank, but it's quite a considerable bit more, isn't it? Broadcast Dave, thank you for that, mate. Did I say thank you for you? No, because I remember your name, Broadcast. Benji Treat Fund, yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to get a photograph because a lot of people want to see him. Okay, where are we? Right, Paul Scarf. Don't leave the. Okay, right, we've done that. I'm just catching up. Okay, we were on David from Chicago. So let's look. Best dressed man. Evening, sire. Only 12 days to go to return to Sin City. Yeah, it'd be interesting. 12 days. I could be going in 12 days as well. You never know. We might bump into each other at the airport and then have a few drinks. And if you're flying economy, I'll be like, over there, peasant. I'm going on to. Yeah, I'm only joking. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Small world. You'd be surprised who you bump into you when you're away. How's your diet going, Eric? It's not going anywhere, mate. I'm here. It's like you know, the thing is, Thailand, you can get all the food in Thailand mostly now, but there's certain things you come back here and you think, oh yeah, you know, I'll have a Chinese, because it's not the same in Thailand. I'll order a Chinese, and I ordered a couple of big pizzas for us the other day. My kids, and well, not kids, but my wife and 2 girls. And now I've got to get to Thailand and get my mojo on and set out a plan. I told you before I come back, you know, I'm going to totally. It was a kind of dress rehearsal the 5 months that I was there. And I've learned some lessons from it, and you know, I've got a plan in my head now. I'll tell you what I will do. A lot of people have said to me, why don't you film? Because like I've been filming here from sort of 3 years, apart from the last 5 months when I was in Bangkok, and you know, I'm in this little room at the garden, and people say, well, why don't you film it before you go? And I will. And I thought to myself, do you know what? I need to film it before I break it down, because if I break it all down and then just film it, there's nothing here. So I must come in here either tomorrow or the next day or something and just film it, like walk up from the house, film it, what it is, and then just save the footage. And then when I make it, I've actually got it as is, and then maybe tag the empty room onto the back. You'd be surprised where I am, actually. It's I'm not in my house, you know. Right, David Pipe. Hi, Peter. I'm falling asleep on the sofa. Oh, cheers. Now you've really cheered me up. I'm falling asleep on the sofa as well, drinking a couple of beers, listening to your stream. Okay, David, I'll take that in a positive way. I did have a guy write to me one time, and he was being deadly serious. He says, you know, I suffer from insomnia. Is that how you say it? Insomnia? Can't sleep, right? And he wasn't being sarcastic. It was a serious email. He said, I'm really glad I found your channel because I listened to your stories. He said, I couldn't sleep before. And what I do, I put them on low and I lay back. And he says, I just drift off. He says, they're brilliant. And I'm like, shall I take that as a compliment or an insult? I don't think he meant it as an insult. You're right. Okay. Yeah. Our arrangement was financial. Okay. Hey, Pete, I don't pay Bargos to pay Connect 4. I pay them to leave. Absolutely. Bernie, good to see you in again. Hi, Peter. Looking forward to a good stream. Your original time slot previous was a great success. My original time slot, you mean like now, this sort of time? It's more convenient for me as well, but in Bangkok, it's difficult trying to retain my UK audience and do this sort of time. You know, it's like I'd have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Right, Thailand fan. Missed the intro, but hello, Peter and O. How you doing? Matthew Alcorn, good to see you in. Great result, 7-0. So I take it that the football's over now. Damon, I think you should have more potatoes and peas with that mince. Hope Benji enjoyed his mince, Peter. Yeah, I'm my, because I'm at home, because I'm what it is, because I've got a kitchen right in my apartment, and I tend to be cooking meals now. I go to Villa and I spend 4,000 baht on food I can get here. Like nice sliced ham and cheese, baked potatoes, beans, like everything really. You can get meat, some chicken mushroom pies, steak pies, and all that. But in Bangkok, I've tended to be making very simple food. It's not I can't afford to go out and eat, but it's boring to go out and eat every night, isn't it? And sometimes I'll be working on the computer. There's a park very close to me at the Queen Surrogate Centre, a big park with a running track. So if I'm working, like I tend to wake up a little bit later sometimes. I'll work all afternoon on the PC. It'll get to 5:30 and I think, right, I better get out because I've been here all day. And then I put on a vest and some shorts. I have a walk around the park, maybe 2-3 miles, come back about 6, have a shower and make dinner. Then it's already about 7, and the time you've had you kick back and that. Sometimes I just don't, I don't want to go out and eat. You're sitting there waiting for food, and you know what it's like. And so I've been ordering food. I've been going to Villa on Soy 33, and you can get everything that you can get here. It's quite expensive. If you live out there and you want to buy food, places like Villa are very good, but I use them as a last resort. So if you go onto Lazada, it's kind of like the Thai version of Amazon. You can get a lot of food on there. For instance, if you wanted to eat like English pot noodles, for instance, I'm just saying as an example, you can get them. You can get HP beans, tomato, Heinz ketchup, Coleman's mustard, cornflakes, Rice Krispies, the sort of stuff that keeps. And then you'll go to Villa and you'll get your fresh sourdough bread and your cheeses and your nice sliced ham, egg, Branston pickle, Marmite, whatever you want. You get it all there. And the great thing about it is they deliver it to me for 90 baht. So I'll go there, spend 4,000 baht, get a big box of all tomatoes, lettuces. I get a lot of fresh vegetables and stuff. And the other thing I do now, 7-Eleven, they do a lot of nice meals. But the problem is, my problem, I don't like garlic. And a lot of the Thai food has the garlic in it. But they do some other great stuff. Like you can get a Caesar salad. And it's not bad. It comes with the croutons, the sauce. And it's 49 baht from the 7-Eleven right across from me. So I eat 3 or 4 of them a week, get the greens inside me. But back to the mince, that what Damon was just mentioning there. A lot of the meals I cook are kind of simple meals. So I'll have a baked potato with coleslaw on it, or I'll put a chicken and mushroom pie in the oven and have some instant mash, peas and gravy, or chips, French fries, or I'll make an omelette, or, you get the idea, don't you? Toast with fried egg on top, beans on toast, that sort of thing. And I want to do a little bit more elaborate stuff. And my wife's been teaching me a few dishes. She showed me today how to make mince with onions and potatoes and peas. I now know how to make spaghetti bolognese. It's actually very, very simple. But of course, if you've never made it before, you don't know. Once she showed me, then I thought, well, that's easy. I can buy, mince, chop it into 4 and make 4 different meals with it. So, yeah, it's a learning curve for me. I'm not, I can do a bit more than boil an egg, but, my wife's a very good cook and she's always looked after me food-wise. I'm doing it myself now. I'm enjoying it. And, it's like I say, it's a learning curve. Okay, so Bayou Tom on the loose again. Sunny and high 70s in coastal Alabama. Yeah. Okay, just me 23. Good day, Peter. I fly out on the 14th this month for 9 weeks. Can't wait. Yeah, I mean that's more of a decent time frame, is it? If you're going for 9 weeks, you can do a couple of weeks in one place, a week somewhere else. You're not rushing, are you, to squeeze it all in? Paul C. Hi, Peter. In about 3 months, I moved to Thailand for good. Just sorting loose ends and sending my belongings. Let's talk about that. Oh, too much salt in my diet. Right, just Paul, I don't know. You're obviously been out to Thailand quite a few times. You wouldn't be just moving out there. But what I'd say to you, Paul, is yourself. There's a lot of things it's not worth taking out to Thailand. They're so cheap to buy out there, or you'll never wear them. I'm going through my cupboards now. I've just bought because I'm going to go business class. I have a lot more luggage capacity, so I bought a second suitcase, a second case, because they allow you to, and hand luggage. I've got a rucksack with my laptop and all my electrical bits and pieces, but I bought an additional suitcase. But even then, that's just for things like I've got a few personal things that I want to bring along. I bought a few presents for people in Bangkok, people I know, and not really. I bought a few bits and pieces, a couple of books, and I've got some personal stuff. So I'm going to put it all in there. But Paul, I'm sure you know already. Try to minimize, because they have everything. It's not like 30 years ago where you couldn't get anything. You can get everything in Thailand now. I just bought a 55-inch flat screen TV for my apartment. There was a TV in there, little thing, but it was old fashioned with a thick rim around the outside. I went to Tesco Lotus, 55-inch HD, built-in YouTube, Netflix, you name it, crystal clear, fantastic. £250, 9,900 baht. You can't say fairer than that. It's almost a crime not to buy it, isn't it? Okay. If you come back to Bangkok, let me know if possible to give a drink. Well, I mean, we can meet up. You don't have to, people assume if they meet me, they have to buy me lunch or they have to buy me a drink. I'm not a scrounger, as it were. No, thank you for the offer, but yeah, I'll meet up even if you don't buy me a drink. Peter, I think you should do what your heart says. If you want to risk it, that's fine. Ignore the haters. No, I don't think it's a case of insurance expert. I don't think it's a case of haters. People are, everybody's, look, opinions are like backsides, right? Everybody's got one. Everybody thinks they're right. Okay. I'm trying to get away from this healthcare subject, but just really, really quickly, I'm quite a sensible guy. I researched it for a year. I picked out a company. I had meetings with them on the phone while I was here in the UK. I met them in Bangkok. They gave me a letter that they were delighted to insure me, but we won't insure this, 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 and this. And I was like, well, what are you going to insure? My teeth aren't insured. My eyes aren't insured. You won't insure my heart, my kidneys, my legs, my gout. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not in a wheelchair or in a bed or anything. What are you insuring? My underpants? And I just took the decision for myself. I thought, well, no, I'm not going to give you my money. There's other people it's worth it. They're A1, they'll do it. But I just don't want to take a chance now. I'll make sure I've got at least $1 million tucked away. And don't forget, I've got access to the NHS because I've got, like I said last week, I've still got a footprint here in the UK. I pay taxes in the UK on a business that I've got that when I leave Thailand, that business is still running. So, I'm paying UK taxes on money that's earned in the UK. True. I don't go for less than a month. Sometimes I used to go for 9-10 days at a time. I still had a good time. The traveling's a bit of a bind. I was younger then, but if I can get a week away in Pattaya with 2 days traveling, I think it's worth it. Even 5 days, Right, Steve says 30 days is minimum, but maybe only 7 of them in Pattaya. A lot of people ask me, why did you choose to live in Bangkok rather than Pattaya? And I do love going to Pattaya and going to stay on the beach all day in Jomtien and going out and eating nice food and stuff. But it's just, I look at the YouTubers in Pattaya. There's some very good YouTubers, but there are so many now. You only see the ones that are up there. You'll see Buzz in Pattaya, Everything Pattaya, Ride for Kicks. Who else is there? These big names down there, Queen of Pattaya, in the bikinis and all these sort of people. But there's a lot of YouTubers down there with between sort of 5 and 10,000, 15,000. You got GP is it GP his name in jumped in. There's a lot of people going around on cycles and motorbikes with cameras and filming bars. And every time a new hotel or a new bar opens, this one will go and do it. Then the next one does it. And you'll get probably 15 videos on a new hotel because they don't know what, they're running out of content. And I don't want to go down there. I've got nothing to bring to the table. I'd rather be in Bangkok. I haven't fulfilled as much as I should do. I've been a little bit lazy in a way, but I have got a plan. And I like Bangkok. It is expensive, but I'm slowly, because I'm now a resident, I've been there. I've paid 3 months rent now. This is my 3rd month. So what's starting to happen? When I first got there, I was like still on holiday mode, not holiday mode, but I was still going to the places I would if I was just on holiday. So, I'd go around towards Nana, up to Cowboy, Therme, hanging around Sukhumvit. But when you live there, you start to explore a little bit more. And I've started to find little bakeries where I can get fresh bread, or little coffee shops. I found a coffee shop just off Sukhumvit, 40 baht for a mug of coffee. Brilliant. You sit there and you're looking at Sukhumvit, everywhere else is like 120 baht. You start to find all these places that you never knew existed. Soi 10. I went down there because they locked the gates to the church on 8, and I went down Soi 10 to access the park. And I thought, you know what? I'll walk back. I'll walk all the way back up to Sukhumvit and over the BTS and go home that way. And as I was coming out of Soi 10, there's a little cluster of bars on the right. I didn't know there were. There's only probably 3 or 4, but they can be a little bit of fun, if you know what I mean. And you find all these little places tucked away, and there is actually a lot better places in Nana. You go into Nana, okay, there's a bit of eye candy on stage, but it's expensive, and they're treating you like you're a wallet. You're just a wallet on legs. There's no they don't see you as, you're just money to them. That's it. Whereas a lot of the other places that you find that are hidden away, they're actually glad of your business because they're quieter. You know, they do get customers in, but they treat you a lot better. And I prefer, at my age now, I prefer those sort of places. Right, I'm right behind in the comments now, guys. So I'm going to start with the new ones and work my way back. Okay. Right, I'll just, now that's, you've said Pattaya is better than Bangkok. Well, again, that's your opinion, isn't it? Because it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. I don't think it is myself. I think Bangkok's better than Pattaya, but that's for reasons. I think Bangkok's better than Pattaya for reasons that suit me. So obviously you think Pattaya is better than Bangkok for reasons that suit you, right? Michael, hi Peter. The biggest mistake people do lose weight is join a gym when you got to do, stop putting so much food into your mouth. It's hard though, isn't it? You know, it's especially in a place like Pattaya, it's so nice. But it's true, it's calorie intake, isn't it? Blue Streaker, well, life Thailand changed for you in the rainy season. I hear it is quite severe. You just plan your day around it. You know, it rains for a month or two. Usually eases off about October. It's been pretty bad last year. I mean, there was floods everywhere. You've seen the videos where, you know, people were walking along Soi 7, Soi 8 in Pattaya, and it was up to their waist almost. But you just plan your day around it, you know, because a good thing about Thailand, it generally rains at certain times of the day. I don't mean you can set your watch by it, but it doesn't, you know, it will sort of, when I was there the last time, not this time, it was about 6 p.m. every night. It threw it down for about half an hour, and then that was it. And a lot of the time you can plan your day around it. You can say, well, I know it's going to rain sometime in the afternoon, and I know it'll probably stop around 7, so I'll work on my PC at that time, you know, or I'll go and buy some shopping, so if it is raining later, I can eat. You know, it doesn't rain all day and all night. Paul C, thanks for the parking tip, Peter. I've thrown out quite a lot of my computers and musical instruments I feel very attached to. I do imagine I will want something one day and will have thrown it out. Well, it'll be the same for all of Paul. Thanks. Oh, the packing tip. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's the same for me. Like when I look around here, I've got, you know, I'm into World War II history, especially aviation, and I've collected books over the year, and I've got books here that would cost you £100 now, and I've got a shelf full of them. And what they are, one book in particular, it's a book of Second World War airfields. The book was put together in 1970 when a lot of the airfields had a lot on them, the American airfields, you know. And in the book, the guy's comparing pictures of 1970 when he stood there, and a picture from the 1943 when it was a load of Mustangs on the off the runway, something like that, you know. And I've got all this stuff, and I'm gonna have to leave it behind. And I don't, you know, probably you sell secondhand, you get peanuts for it. Travel mixtape. To add to what you said about living in Bangkok being a tourist, my girlfriend lives in Bangkok and has shown me loads of food places I would never have known about without watching YouTube. So cheap. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. If you go to Bangkok and you're a person of habit and you think, well, I'll go to Terminal 1, there's a food court there. I'll go to wherever it is. Me and Bernie go to a place at the back of Soi 3. I've introduced him. And Jason, if you're watching, Jason, good evening. Yeah, I mean, there are places. That's why I want to get myself a little Honda Click scooter, because like I said on Friday, those roads off Sukhumvit, the long roads, they're really long, you know, 2 miles long, some of them. And there's great things to be found. If you go to Soi 33, where Villa is, you've got the English pub, the Bull's Head, you've got the Robin Hood, there's a big Japanese supermarket at the back. Not that I've been in there, but you walk around that, it's like a little horseshoe. It goes in to his villa, you go inside it, it goes round the back, and then it comes back out onto Sukhumvit. There's loads of businesses in there. There's like a pound shop in there, you know, sells tea towels and forks and cutlery and flip-flops. And, you know, if you were looking for it, you wouldn't find it. That's just an example, right? But yeah, there's your travel agents and restaurants, and, you know, you've got to explore these places. It's right. Your girlfriend, she's probably, you know, she knows all these places. Smaller plate, no breakfast, kill the carbs. I don't eat breakfast. I tell you my problem. I eat at night, because what happens is I'll have a beer or two. I'll be watching Netflix, and I can't turn off. I can't say, right, well, it's 12. I better go to sleep now. I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it. And then it gets to about 12:15, 12:30, and I think, oh, do you know, I'm really hungry. I'll have a cheese sandwich. And I have a cheese sandwich and another cheese sandwich, and I go to bed. That's really wrong. John, thank you for that. Richard, the air quality right, here we go. The air quality would worry me living in Bangkok, whereas jumped in or beach locations should be cleaner. They do get the pollution. A couple of weeks ago, there was some, it's not as bad, obviously, but, you know, they had some quite bad pollution a couple of weeks ago before I came back. and they took a picture of Pattaya Beach, and you could see it hanging there. It's not necessarily blown away. If there's no wind, they do get the pollution. But I get your point. The thing is, you've got to protect yourself. What I do now, if I'm walking along Sukhumvit when it's busy, it's always busy traffic. But I mean, I say around 6 o'clock, it's stop, start, and you're walking all them fumes. I wear a mask. I never used to wear a mask. You look at the Thais, all wear masks, but I wear a mask when I walk now. Not everywhere, but like along Sukhumvit, where the Landmark Hotel is. If I go down to the pharmacy, then I'm walking back to this BTS, that area, then I'll wear a mask because of the pollution. In my apartment, I don't open the windows. I've got air conditioning in the bedroom, in the lounge, but I've also got an air purifier, big, expensive one. It was already there, luckily, when I moved in. And a couple of times I've been, it's got a gauge on it. So when the air is clean, normally it's on white, and then it goes up in steps. I mean, if it gets dangerous, it goes into the red. And I was sitting there on the PC one afternoon about 3, and it was like beep, 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 beep. I thought, what the hell is that? Went over and it was on the red. But what it was, they were downstairs, the apartment building where I live, they were spraying, the insecticide to get rid of cockroaches and stuff. They do it once a month. And this stuff had obviously got into the vents and stuff, and it picked it up. So it proves it does work. But yeah, I get your point. But what can you do? You won't get away from it in Jumtien because they do get pollution everywhere. And a lot of it as well is this, the fire burning up in the north near Chiang Mai when they burn the sugarcane. It's terrible. It's like an apocalyptic scene. Even Thais move out of Chiang Mai for a few weeks while that's going on. They're trying to stop it, but nothing yet. Right, just me, 23. Peter, is there many off the street food stalls in Pattaya? What are nice doing the pad Thai dishes? Yeah, I mean, you aren't going to have a problem getting food. Everywhere has food carts, small restaurants. I don't generally use the food carts myself. They're okay. I'm not saying don't use them, but you walk by and they've got meat and there's flies on the meat, and it's out in the hot sun, isn't it? And I prefer to eat in restaurants, but there again, I suppose at the back of the kitchen, it's the same thing, so it doesn't make any difference. But in answer to your question, yeah, everywhere. You'll never have a problem finding somewhere to eat. Yeah, Toby, rainy season is not too bad. You just get stuck in a pub for a couple of hours. Ask Damien about that. He went for a massage last time he was there, and I think he said he had to sit in the foyer for about 5 hours. Steve, the pollution would stop me choosing Bangkok long term. Also, the burning season in the north is horrendous, which I've just said. So the south of Thailand will be my choice to retire. It's a little bit different for me because I've got a YouTube channel. If I was just looking for somewhere to live, I'd either go to Hua Hin or Jumtien, something like that, because it's nice. Yeah. But I like to be in Bangkok because you kind of know what's going on there. People are going to work, and it's the capital, isn't it? And I can always jump on a bus and go to these places anyway. Yeah, I watched Dr. Berg. He's a great, he always talks about intermittent fasting. Peter, the best for you will be intermittent fasting. It helps a lot if you can do it. Okay, right. Let's just break it up a little bit here now. Who remembers this?
I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea. I have a bad case of diarrhea.
I think that's too much information there. I really do. Let's do this just for a little break. If they weren't all true, it'd be funny, wouldn't it? I've got another one of them for you a little bit later on. Right, I've got a good question here from Barry, and this is a very difficult question to answer, Barry, and I'll tell you why. So your question is, where do you recommend is the best area for a 30-year-old to live in Bangkok? Okay, so there's a lot of different scenarios that you could come up with your question, because I don't know what you're going to be doing. You're obviously going to go over and live, so I'm guessing you're going to be a teacher or a volunteer. The volunteer visa is very difficult to get at the moment. The police are cracking down on them because a lot of people are getting volunteer visas because they want to stay in Thailand, but they're not volunteering. The police are onto it. They're checking. They're really hard to get hold of now. So my best bet, if I was a betting man, I'd say you're a teacher. So if you're going over there as a teacher, I would say you're on a limited income. So what I would say to you is somewhere like On Nut, or maybe further down the line, because a lot of expats live in On Nut or that sort of area, a little bit further down there, any of them stops. And, you don't want to be stuck in a Falang ghetto like Sukhumvit, because your money will go real fast if you're on a limited budget. The only reason I'm in Sukhumvit right now is because, one, I know the area. I've been going to Thailand for a lot. Two, I can control my spending up to a point because I'm not enticed to go into go-go bars, that sort of thing, because it's old hat to me now. And at the end of the day, I'm separating from my wife for 33 years. I'm quite okay with it at the moment, but if I'm sitting in my apartment and I suddenly get manically depressed, I can go out the door and within a few hundred yards there's bars and restaurants and a little bit of lively life there. So yeah, I mean, the best advice I can give you, if you're going out there to work, which you will be if you're 30 years old, unless you're a multi-millionaire, which I doubt, just try and pick an area that isn't, in a totally Thai neighborhood with nothing going on that you can get into, but don't stay in a Falang ghetto. Move out. Like I say, On Nut is a very good area. I've got a friend who lives there. A lot of stuff to do there. Okay, right. XYZ. Hello, Peter. New viewer joined in Bangkok. Kwang, is it? Yeah. Good to have you in. Thank you. Nick S. Jason Finch. There's more than enough guys helping the girls out in Pattaya. All the white knights, isn't it? Yeah. Matthew, only eat between meal times and don't eat meals, right? Don't eat your meals, eat meal times. Hi, Peter. I think it's time for you to write another book, Your Trials and Tribulations on Getting from the UK to Bangkok. That's Andrew Hammond who helped me out with that, because I'm not very good with stuff like that. And my book sold okay. I mean, you're not going to see it on any bestseller lists, and I don't think you'll see it on any sort of revolving stands in the airport, but it's done okay. I mean, I'm made a little bit of beer money from it, and it's nice to have a book out, isn't it? I never thought someone like me would have a book. Right. Best dressed man. I want to retire to Thailand in a few years, just dreading shipping out 2,000 CDs and bloody heavy 1,500 records. I want to retire. So, yeah, I mean, that's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I always say if you're moving out there, just leave everything behind. But of course, a 2,000 CD collection and a 1,500 record collection is it's non-replaceable, isn't it? I mean, it's obviously something you want to take with you. But what I would suggest in that case, ship them out. Maybe take 3-4 months to get there, but it might be a cheaper option. It's pretty safe. I've shipped stuff out from Thailand. I've shipped stuff to Thailand. I used to have a business for a while where I used to buy anything jewelry displays. Them black velvet things they hang the chains on and boxes you put rings in. I used to bring that stuff from Sampeng in Thailand and sell it on eBay. It was quite a good little business for about a year. But the problem is they started selling all that stuff directly from China, and I couldn't make any money from it anymore. But the point is, I used to go there every sort of couple of months, spend 5,000 on stock. I'd get back on the Sunday night from Eva Air. Wednesday morning, it was on my drive. I did air to air, and it wasn't that expensive. But believe it or not, half a ton back then used to cost me, I think it was about £2,500. But I wanted it quickly. You don't have to have this quickly, do you? Just an option. Right. I've probably missed some of the older comments because they come in quite fast. Right. Okay. Andreas Victorious. I had to leave my World War II aeroplane models behind. You're into the old Airfix, are you? Yeah. I know somebody who does that. Right. See, some of these I've missed out. Matthew, over time, I've tried to put as much personal stuff, photos and books, etc., online so I can travel very lightly. Well, I'm in a very good position in a way because obviously I've got, I had a camcorder, the Sony camcorder with the tapes, the little tapes. And I made a lot of movies with my family growing up and stuff like that. A lot of photograph albums from traveling around the world with my wife and myself, and all that sort of stuff. She's going to keep it. So the thing is, because we're not like, we haven't fallen out as such. We're not at each other's throats. We're still communicating. She's going to let me use her address actually for a correspondence. Because I need to keep a bank account. I need, it's just good to have a UK address. You don't want to lose all ties to Thailand, to the UK, as it were. So I'm in a very good position that because I have you might be thinking, well, why would you be splitting up with your wife if it's like that? It's just, we've just come to the end of the road. We've raised a family. I want to go back to Thailand. She doesn't want to go back to Thailand. She wants to do her own thing. She wants a bit of space. And, but we're still on talking terms. I've helped her out with money and stuff. And the thing is, she's back to what you're saying. So things like photograph albums, tapes and stuff like that, of course, I wouldn't throw them away because they're personal. I wouldn't want to pay for storage, but because she's bought a brand new house, she's going to take all that with her. And if I ever needed access to it, I'm sure I could get access to it, Let's have a look. Right, Robert Gear. You mentioned the Queen of Pattaya, so I went and looked. I didn't see one girl who even came close to your backdrop. In fact, not one I would take home. Yeah, I mean, the reason I mentioned it is because she is very, very popular. I suspect there's a guy behind the whole channel. But because of what they do, everybody's different, aren't they? I do what I do. She does what her boyfriend, whoever it is, who's doing. I'm sure it's not her. She does a lot with the microphone and stuff, but I'm sure there's a guy behind there somewhere. But she always does videos like happy ending massages, and they're always in bikinis playing volleyball and stuff like that. So it's understandable that a lot of guys who go to Pattaya would click on that and they'd want to watch it. But I get your point. I'm not criticizing her, or fair play to her. But she's got a good following. She's got a couple of 100,000 subscribers. You can't knock it, can you? I wish I had a couple of 100,000 subscribers. Right, Matthew, did we read that one out? Is that the same one? Right, over time. Oh yeah, we did. I'm just going back on some of the older ones I might have missed out. Right, Paul C. Those things are generally more expensive in Laos. To hold on to what you want, shuttle it over a bit each time. Okay, if you're going regular. Right, okay, so I think I've got most of those older comments. Let's get back down here again. Right, Halil, how do I pronounce that? Halil Odin, is it? Peter, I have a lawyer who can help people with retirement visas for approximately £1,000. Can you keep people in touch with him? I won't put people in touch with him for a couple of reasons. I'll tell you for why. I don't know him, and I'm sure he's fine, but I don't know him, and my reputation would be on it. So if I recommended it, I'm sure he's not a rogue or anything. Let me just say thank you to Broadcast Dave. Maybe you should be playing volleyball in a bikini, Peter. Yeah, I'd scare a lot of people off, but nice one. And thanks for the super chat, Broadcast Dave. Right, okay, so I'm not going to recommend your lawyer for a couple of reasons. One, I don't know him, okay? So my name would be on it. If he's screwed up, then it's on me, isn't it? That's the first reason. I'm sure he's fine. I'm just saying. The second reason is I have a very, very good visa agent that I promote. She doesn't give me anything. I don't get a penny from her. But she is very good. I trust her. She did my visas. She did my driving license. She did my visa, my multi-entry. I know it's good. I've just left Bangkok, and I said to the lady, the immigration, I said, I'm okay to come in on this. I haven't lost it, have I? And she said, no, you got multi-stamp. So I'm in the system. Okay. So I recommend her because she charges about the same. She charges less than £1,000 actually. She charged me 33,000 baht, right? That was to open a bank account. That was to help me with the visa process. You're not buying a visa. You have to apply for it, but they do all these sort of red tape stuff. And the visa is genuine. And so that's who I recommend. So no offense to you. Thanks for the tip. But she's about £800, and that includes getting a bank account. Okay. Right. The real deal, I'm just going to call you Dutch Farang. We know it's you, Dutch Farang. We know what happened. If people are wondering why it's the real deal, Dutch Farang, he had an issue where he thought I'd blocked him from the channel, and I hadn't. It was something to do with YouTube. And then there was an imposter who made a similar logo. And I said, look, the best thing you do is just scrap that account, start a new one. And he's obviously called himself the real Dutch Farang, but I'll go back to calling him Dutch Farang because we know who he is. Okay. Peter Parker, how you doing? Paul Hoskin, have I missed the Monga Minute? You haven't, Paul. We'll do that in a bit, but it's not. It's an old. I don't normally do competitions and stuff on a Sunday night, but sometimes it's nice to just break it up a little bit. So I have got a manga minute, but it's a repeat one from about 2 months ago. Okay, let's do it now. That's not it. That's not a little tea break. It's this one. All right, there's a very good question here from Dutch Frank. So let's try and get a head around this one. It says, Peter, do you know if the 45-day visa exemption is getting extended? Well, at the moment, there's nothing being put into the Royal Gazette. And until it's in the Royal Gazette, then there's nothing set in stone. But I do know that a lot of the travel agents and the Hoteliers Association in Thailand, they're pushing for it. They're putting it on the table and they're saying, look, try and extend it because we're trying to promote tourism. It's been very good for tourism. And there's a lot of talk, but again, nothing's actually come out, and there's nothing in the Royal Gazette. So at the moment, it's due to finish at the end of March, but they might come in at the final hour and say, okay, we're going to extend it. I mean, they had last month they had 2 million visitors in February. That's a lot of people, isn't it? I think it's back to normal now. I think the days of the COVID days are pretty much behind us. But I mean, I can still remember in when I went there in December and everything closed at midday at 9 o'clock, it was terrible. And I couldn't get on the aircraft because I caught COVID, didn't I? And someone said I did a runner from the hotel, but I didn't. Okay, Marcus Mustard. Why did you prefer being single in a previous live video I watched? Why did you prefer being single in a previous live video I watched? I think you've sent that comment to the wrong channel, Marcus. I don't know what that's about. Damien, Peter, don't bin all your books. Send it all to me, and I will store it all for you in my warehouse at the yard. No problem. You'll be able to access any time. Yeah, I know your motive, Damien, because you've just bought a wood fire. Damon's bought a real wood fire, beautiful, nice, put slogs in it. You just want some kindling to get it going, don't you? Yeah, thanks. I'll think about it. Nomia Inspector, how you doing? Right. Okay. I understand what you're saying, Peter, but my lawyer also puts into the account the 300,000 Thai baht or whatever it is. Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to get into that, and you shouldn't really be putting things like that up in a public forum, because that's something they do to help you out, but it's not discussed, if you know what I mean. So you're probably better to keep that one for yourself. It's actually 800,000 baht. Right. Steve, I arrive on March the 30th, so hopefully I get the 45-day stamp. My trip is 44 days. Oh, that would be terrible if you didn't. No, but it's fine actually, Steve. If you did get 30 days and you want to stay for 44 days, it's really easy to get an extension for 30 days. It's like even in Pattaya, you go over to Jomtien, and the immigration is in Jomtien, one of them soys. I think it's 10. I might be wrong, but it's if you get an agent to do it, it's 5,500 baht, about £125. You just give them your passport. Next day you pick it up and you're there for 60 days, not 45. Yeah, Dutch Frank says the 30th should be fine. Yeah, okay. Look, is it Hell? How do you pronounce it? Hell Odin. Okay, I wasn't trying to be sarcastic with you, or funny, or be smart, or anything like that. I get the point that you're being genuine and offering your friend service, but he isn't the cheapest. And also, you've got to be careful what you talk about in a public forum, because a lot of these agents, they do things to move the process along, but they don't necessarily like to advertise it because it's kind of not supposed to be done, if that makes sense. So I do appreciate your coming in and giving us a tip and everything, and I hope you can take it the same way from me, that I'm trying to do it in a nice way as well back to you. Okay, right, Darcy. Hi Peter, haven't been on in a while, hope you're well. Yeah, hi Darcy, how you doing? Well, I was here on Friday, back to normal at the moment. Do you know what, I'm not getting fed up, but I want a date that I can move. I mean, I'm still in limbo. I've been back for over a week now, and it should be 2 weeks. I'm going to phone the estate agent tomorrow and their lawyer. I'm going to say, look, I need a date. I need a date for the exchange of contracts, and then a week after that, the completion. Because once you get the exchange, it's final. I can start really ripping down this room. I don't want to do anything yet in case it fell through. It's not going to fall through. But once they give me the date, once he signed the contract and I got the completion date, when I hand the keys in, that's it then. I mean, this gets stripped out. I work from a laptop. There might be a week or so that you don't hear from me, because I said to my wife, I said, well, all the electric, gas, internet, you might as well just move it over to your new house. And I said, Netflix, I'll keep it going. I'll keep paying for it, because basically I pay the top package where up to 4 people at a time can watch it. So, I'll watch it downstairs. My wife watches Korean movies upstairs. My youngest daughter watches whatever she watches, TikTok and all the rest of it on there. So that's 3 on the go. And my daughter, who lives outside, she accesses it as well. So if I cut the contract, then none of them can watch it, or she'd have to pay. So I said to my wife, I said, look, we're parting in a nice way. I said, it's like 20 quid a month or something. I said, I'll just keep it going. But I said to her, look, you might as well move the broadband over, because you want to watch Netflix. You need good broadband. I've got a good package with EE. I've been with them since the year 2000 when I first came back from Thailand. And she's like, no, I'm going to do everything from scratch. I'm going to do it for new. So I said, well, it's pointless me having a contract here for the broadband, because I won't use it. So I'm going to cut it. But what I'll do is, when I know the date that I'm moving out of this house, that's when I'll cut it, and I'll still have I'm going to keep a small package on my UK phone, because it does. What happens, whatever you do now with banks, PayPal, even Amazon, Google, they send you a 4-digit code or a 6-digit code. So if you haven't got that number with you, you're screwed. So when I was in Thailand now, I took my old SIM card and an old phone, and I kept it there. And if I access PayPal, they'd send me a 4-digit code to my UK number, not the Thai number. I'm with True. I've got a contract with True for my broadband and my phone, which is about 1,200 baht a month. But that's a full package, right? But you need to keep a number. If you've got a number here in the UK, those guys who are on here tonight saying they're moving out there full time, think about just reducing your phone package to the minimum, maybe £10 a month. No phone calls. You just use it for receiving. And what happens if you access your bank and they send a 4-digit number, they send it to your UK number, you can use that in Thailand. You don't have to have it on a contract. As long as it's got a SIM card in it, you will receive the text messages. I've had them from Google security alerts. I've had them from PayPal. I've had them from my Lloyd's, Halifax. It works. So it's something very important that you might overlook. Keep your UK number, just downsize it. That's what I'm doing. Right, Ricky. How many visa runs per winter season are allowed in Thailand land these days? Well, it's not the winter season, it's the entire year, 2. That's the amount they use. I knew guys who lived in Thailand for years, and all they kept driving over to Cambodia, and they'd go on day trips. But they've clamped down on it. You can't do it. The maximum runs you can do is 2. And I've heard of guys getting stamps on the border and still not being allowed to come back. You're just better doing it the proper way. I don't know your age. If you're over 50, you can get a retirement visa very, very easily. If you're under 50, it is a lot more difficult. But visa runs are not the answer these days. You can go there and extend for up to 30 days anyway. So you can go and have 60 days. At the moment, it's 45 plus 30. So if that's not enough, then you just have to find a better way to do it. Right, Joe Pett, do you have any favorite hangout places in Soy Nana or Soy Cowboy? I do. Because I'm getting older, and I've been doing it for years. I'm kind of shying away from the whole go-go bar scene now because it's not really me now. When I arrived when I was 31 years old, I was out every opportunity I got. I was bar hopping. I was in go-go bars. I was, drunk. But you can't do that forever. And in answer to your question, I don't really go to Nana Plaza anymore. It just bores me, frankly. What you see on stage is second rate these days. They've all got attitude. They won't say hello, how are you, without you first buying them a 200 baht fake ladies drink. And it's just not for me. I don't get any enjoyment from it. Okay. I do like to go down to Soy Cowboy because I still feel down there it's a lot. I just feel it's a lot more. I wouldn't say genuine. That's the wrong word, but it's a lot more relaxed than Nana. Nana is hardcore sell. Get the ladies' drinks out. If he's not interested in short time, move to the next guy. That sort of thing. I'm not into that now. But in answer to your question, I've always liked the Tilak bar because the air conditioning is very good. You don't get hassled. It's nice and roomy. They do some good happy hours, so I like that one. I like some of the older style bars that they're a throwback really to what the entertainment scene used to be like in the 90s when Bernard Trink had his night owl page in the Bangkok Post. Places like After School, for instance, where you won't find the A team or the B team or the C team. You're probably on the F team in there, but it's a good laugh sometimes. You go in there and the ladies' drinks are like 100 baht, or 80 baht or something ridiculous, and it's just a lot of fun. And you've got toy bar places like that. So those sort of places. And as I said to you on Friday now, Soy 11 is actually quite good now because it's come up a lot. If you haven't been to Bangkok for a long time, when you go out one night, head down to Soy 11. Like I said on Friday, it's full of bars on the left-hand side, the entire street from one end to the other end now, long street, all lots and lots of bars. And sometimes it's worth just popping into, we mentioned this on Friday again, it's worth popping into Soy 11/1. There's some quite interesting things happening down there, Wood Bar and one or two of the other places. So, yeah, I like to explore a little bit now. Like I say, Nana's, he doesn't do a lot for me now, Nana, not at all. I went in there with a guy who calls himself Bullet. I forget his real name, actually, but he texts me sometimes. I think he's, even on his text message, he calls himself Bullet. Not sure why, but he did text me tonight. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know his real name. He did tell me, but I forgot. But I went out with him. He came to, this is when I first got back to Bangkok. He said, look, I'd like to meet up with you. Let's go out. And I said, well, have you been? He'd never been there before. I said, well, let's jump in the thick of it. I'll show you what it's all about. And I took him to Nana, and we went straight up to Billboard on the third floor. It was very, very busy, actually, about 100 girls in there, lots of customers. But, I sat there with a drink, and he was loving it because he'd never seen anything like that. But, I sat there and I thought, I don't really want to be here. Not because I didn't want to be with him. I just didn't want to be in the go-go scene. So after we came out, he said, where should we go now? And I said, well, I'll tell you what, there's a bar outside in the middle of Nana. We'll go and have one there, and then I'll leave you to it. I'm going to head back. So we had one down there. I shook his hand and I went home, and he carried on and apparently had a really good time. Okay. Chris Saunders, will the Monga Minute return missed first go around? Yeah, I'll do it right at the end, but it's an older one, Charles, just as a bit of sometimes when you're talking into a camera, it's nice to do something like that just to break it up a little bit so you can have a breather and think about what you're talking about next. Okay. Yeah, I should think. I'm guessing now, but I should say yes, John. Is Songkran going ahead as normal? Well, there's no restrictions on anything now. The Chinese are back in Thailand in a big way. There's no restrictions at all, is there? So there's no reason why they would they'd stop Songkran. If you don't know what Songkran is, it's the festival where everybody throws water over each other. I mean, it's a little bit more in depth than that. But if you don't like getting wet, don't come on that date. Peter, I know how you feel. I came back in January and I'm struggling to put up with the UK existence while knowing the plan to get back. Well, I call the UK an open prison now because that's what I feel like. I feel like I'm in an open prison and I'm just counting down the days until I get out. There's nothing for me here. And when you look on the news, I don't want to get into politics, but I'll just say this. When you look what's happening in the news, rubber dinghies, hotels, everything that goes with it, this is, I didn't grow up in a country like this, the England I grew up in was a great country. Now it's like, you almost want to hide your passport when you go through immigration. It's almost like, oh, look, he's English. What an idiot. No, I got to get out of here. Right, Steve James says, just change your number to a Thai number. Well, the problem with that, James, Bank accounts in the UK, for instance, now, somebody might argue with this, but I know because of what happened to Simon recently, they don't allow you to hold a bank account with them if you don't live in the UK. So if you change your number to a Thai number, I'm not sure that the banks and the people who send the numbers out would be able to send your number to a Thai number. I don't see the big deal in just keeping your UK number and downsizing it. You know, if it's going to cost you £10 a month, if you can't afford £10 a month, should you really be going out to Thailand to live? You know, it's a tenner at the end of the day, and you've got your old number. It starts to get complicated when you start giving people Thai numbers. You go into the bank and, you know, when you go online and you try to change your number by yourself, if it's a Thai number, will it accept it? I don't think it will. You know, you give it a go, But I know with Simon, you know, my friend Simon, he's with Barclays. He's been with Barclays for years. He just received a letter from him. I've seen the letter, and it said, well, an email, not a letter. And it said, we're very sorry, but we found out that you don't have it was better worded than this, but basically what they said, we found out you're no longer a UK resident. You don't have a UK address. Therefore, you cannot bank with us here at Barclays. Sorry about the inconvenience. And he hasn't got a bank account now. Not here anyway. He's got his Bangkok bank, of course. Tom Green, you can move to 3PAYG and just send a SMS once every 6 months to keep the number active. So 40 pence every 6 months. Yeah, you can do that, I suppose. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't mind paying £10. I keep mine. It's about the only number I can remember. So it's worth it just for that. Right. I can't pronounce that name. Peter, is it okay to ask you for the lady's contact information, having helped you with the paperwork? Thank you very much. Yeah, I'll give you her details. I've made a video about her where I interviewed her and I show you directions where to get there. The thumbnail, it says on it how to stay in Thailand for a long period or for longer, something like that. And there's a picture of a very well-developed Thai lady giving a massage to another lady on a beach. Okay, so it's like you look at the thumbnail, it's beach, lady in white giving a massage. All right, it's that video. But just in case you can't find it, she's called Farang Travels. No, Farang Visa. She's called Farang Visa, and the easiest way to find it is what you do. Is it Farang Visa? It is Farang Visa. So if you're in Soi Buakhao, you're coming from Tree Town, right past Soi LK Metro. Eventually, you'll come to a Holiday Inn on the right. It's a fairly new one, right? You see a Holiday Inn on the right. So you pass that, the next left, okay? Holiday Inn, next left, turn left there, left again, and then right. And she's on that street right at the other end. It's quite a quiet street. So Soi Buakhao, there's a Holiday Inn. Next left, you turn in. Next left again, very quiet street. It's the same street, actually, so left and left. Turn right, there's a load of speed bumps there. Go down to the end of the Soi on the right. You can walk it 15 minutes, and she's in there, and she'll sort you out. When I put that video up, guys were driving down from Buriram, Khon Kaen, and getting sorted out because they weren't sure how they were going to do it. And, you know, I can tell you now the visa's great because I've been through immigration, and they confirmed everything was good. Right, Ben. BT pay as you go, £5 a month. I use, thanks for banks living out there. Yeah, that's good, but I don't want to change my number now because I've had this number since the year 2000. I originally joined Orange. Remember Orange? I became EE, and I've still got the same number, and I'd like to keep that number. So for me, a tenner a month, it's doable. It's doable. And I haven't got the hassle of trying to change everything. Okay, Matthew, why don't girls hang around Hooters? Why don't girls hang around in Hooters and some other bars? Are they banned, or they just realize the guys are not on the lookout? No, not really. I mean, the thing is with Hooters, it's not a pickup bar, is it? It's a regular American style bar where you go in and, you know, there's a lot of eye candy, as you can see in the background there. And you go in there and you have a few beers, meet a friend, have some chicken wings, something like that. So I don't think they encourage girls on their own to come. Well, no, I tell a lie. Some freelancers do go in there because I've been in there and I've seen a girl come in and buy a Pepsi and make it last half the night. And she's obviously sitting there like a regular Thai girl, but, you know, a regular Thai girl wouldn't go into a bar by herself and sit there. No, there's no politics behind it. It's just like that. Steve again, right. No name, I have a good EE unlimited package, and EE says that SIMs don't work in Thailand. And when I arrived, they were right. It didn't work. Well, that's really strange, Steve, when you say they don't work, because my UK phone is an EE card. So basically, all I do, this has got my UK, my EE, this has got my EE SIM card in it, right, for the UK. So when I go to Thailand, I've got my true SIM card in a plastic sandwich bag so I don't lose it. So I'll get to Thailand, I'll take out my UK, my EE SIM, I'll put it in my older phone, and I'll put my true SIM card in this one. So I'm now connected in Thailand, I can make phone calls, right? So when I'm going to do a bit of banking, I turn on my old phone with my UK EE SIM card in it, ready to go. I'll do the transaction with PayPal or Google, whatever it is. We want to send you a 4-digit code to this number, and you just click yes, send it. A couple of seconds, it comes in. I put it into the website, away I go. It's flawless. It works every time. So I don't know. Deirdre Curries, how you doing? Toby Price, naughty corner in after school was a laugh. Naughty corner in after school. It's actually called Naughty Boys Corner, so I hear. Original Blaster Kunda. Tilak Bar is where Nat works. Yeah, you're talking Nat from Nat and Dave. Somebody was asking me the other day about, is Nat a computer-generated voice or was she real? But no, she's a real Thai girl. Got her own business, doing very well, actually. Ben Leno says soy 7/1, not 11. No, both, Ben. I think you're referring to the mix-up I made on Friday when I said soy 7/11. No, you've got soy 11, loads of bars down one side, and you've also got soy 7/1, which has a few interesting bars inside. DNA-san, how you doing? Good to see you in. Good morning, Peter, and all in the stream. Yeah. Matthew, you mean 7/1, not 11 for wood, apparently. Yeah, 7/1 is where the wood bar is. Okay. Michael, Peter, can't wait for a good scrub, soapy. Your knowledge of the area must be a good one. Yeah, well, the best soapy massages in Bangkok are not actually around Sukhumvit. They're in the, I forget the name of the area, but it's a kind of Thai area. It's a massive entertainment place area. And they have some huge massage places. They're almost like warehouses, you know. And is it called I think it's called RC City, something like that. Massive, big karaoke's. People say I pronounce that wrong, but you know what I mean. Yeah, loads of them. But there used to be a place called Annie's opposite Soy 4. I think somebody's told me that's closed down. Not opposite Soy 4, opposite Nana. Okay, Bullet, Max Vite, that's it, Max. So you're in the stream. Good evening, sir. How are you? Yeah, that night when we went out, I didn't say anything, but you know, when for me sitting in a go-go bar, it's I was happy to take you up there, but I thought I can't do this for a long time. That's why I said let's go outside and have one. But you did say it was Max, but you know what my memory's like, Max. I got terrible memory. Marcus Mustard, rubber dinghies and hotels. What does that mean? Well, you try booking a hotel in the UK, you can't get a room. Why? Because it's full of people who come across the channel on rubber dinghies and throw their passports away. Right, Paul Hoskin, have you had any crumpets with butter since you've been back? Funny enough, Paul, I had some yesterday morning. Yeah, I like crumpets. I mean, proper crumpets, you know, nothing, no corny jokes. Yours Travels, I hate the UK. I want to be full-time in Thailand by 50. It doesn't help when the girlfriend is sending pics of Konang Beach. And yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's Thailand's a great place to retire. People moan about it. A lot of people that you'll see in comments or on streams will say, oh, they treat us like second-class citizens, or they're really racist, or they're always trying to cheat you. And you do get a lot of that, but it's like anywhere in the world, isn't it? But at the end of the day, you walk out of your room in the morning, you've got a hot sun on your back. You can get to Pattaya for 131 baht on the beach and sit on the beach all day. You can find cheap food if you look around. You can date as many beautiful girls if you want to, even if you're older, There's a lot to be said for living there. I mean, I don't see why anybody would not want to live there. Okay, so Tom Green says, no cost to receive SMN, only send. Yeah, that's correct. Right, let's get down to some of these newer ones. Right, JB, your first lady boy is like your first day at your first job. You come early and start at the bottom. That's terrible. Right, Gary Russell, hi Peter, good video, thank you. Look, I'm not going to go on too much about the memberships here. I'm not going to go into sales mood, but I need to give you some information, okay? Do you remember on Friday I said I'm going to start doing some members only streams like other people do. This is what I was talking about on Friday. I'll just make it really quick, so if people haven't been in here before, they know what I'm doing. Okay. What's that? Yeah. So what I'm going to do when I do the streams on a Friday and a Sunday, or whenever I do them in Bangkok, I'm going to do half a stream. So like this one, it's an hour and 20 minutes now. So if I had a member stream tonight, I would now say bye to everyone, and I'll be back in 15 minutes for a members only stream. What I'm trying to do, I'm trying to build up my membership numbers. I was too expensive. I've now written to all the members who've got the gold membership at $12.99. I've said, look, cancel your membership, come back and join as a bronze member. I said it was $3.99 a month, but I can't change it. It's $4.99 a month, because when we set it up, we had bronze, silver, and gold. I've deleted silver and gold now. There's no more of that. I'm just having one standard membership of 499 baht a month, £4.99 a month. And what I want to do is I want to build up the members so that everybody who's a member will get to see the stories earlier in the week, like a Tuesday, Wednesday, instead of having to wait till a Saturday. If I start doing logo t-shirts in the future, I'll probably give them away to the members. You got the emojis and everything, but the important thing is the member streams. Like I said on Friday, I want to start bringing people in. So if you do a stream, you never know if there's trolls out there or people leaving silly comments. But if everybody in that private stream, a member stream, is a paid member, then it's very unlikely that people are going to come in there and start sending in silly messages. So it's more relaxed, and I'll be able to trust people in there. So if somebody comes up with a comment and says, I don't know, they've got some information on a SIM card, I can say on the stream here, would you like to come in for 5 minutes and talk about it? Send them a link, and they're instantly in this stream. And I did that with Damon on Friday. I brought him in for a couple of minutes, and that's what I want to do. I want to make it more of a community in a member stream, more of a kind of get together. We'll leave the ladyboy competitions and all that. So there'll be the regular streams, but there'll be a very cheap membership at under the going rate, like $4.99 a month. I want to build that up. When I do the regular streams like this, I can cut it off halfway, bring in just a member stream, a lot more relaxed. I can bring in some guests, bring in some of you guys who join up as a member, and we can talk about a lot more things that I couldn't say in a public forum where I don't know who's listening. Okay, so yeah, it is a little bit of a sales pitch, but that's what I want to do. I want to build up a kind of community, and once I've got enough members, like I say, I've cancelled out the gold and the silver now. There's no more of that. There's just bronze, and that's the one. Once you sign up for a bronze, you'll be entitled to everything. Okay, right, George, when would the members only streams be scheduled? Well, at the moment, George, because I'm in the middle of house changing at the moment, it's a big step now, right? Because, you know, I've been in this house 18 years. I've been in this house. I've built up a lot of stuff in here, right? I'm waiting for a date. It's a big change in my life right now. So I've got to get this sorted first. I'm sure I'm going to get a date this week. I've got to get back to Thailand, get everything in order, make a plan for YouTube. Okay, I've got to make some changes. I'm in Thailand, and I've got to pull my finger out. I need to get out of bed in the mornings, and I need to start pumping out good videos that people are going to enjoy. And then I need to start doing these members. I would say, if everything goes to schedule, I would say about 2 weeks. Okay. And like I said on Friday, as much as I'd like to give away some memberships, YouTube don't allow it because they lose their cut then. So we, you know, as YouTube vloggers, we can't give out memberships for a prize, for instance, or to my friends, because YouTube don't allow it. The only way you can get a membership is if you pay for it. So if I wanted to give a membership to somebody, I would have to buy it. That's just how they are. They won't lose their money. Okay. Okay, original Blaster Kunda. Do you help the girls, Jason? We can talk about that if I've got a bit more information. Toby Price. Thais, like Farangs in tourist areas, they are different in local areas. I think it may be due to Farangs in tourist areas being rude to Thai people. Well, they're bringing out this yellow card system I spoke about on Friday, yellow card, red card. In Phuket, it's starting off because there's a lot of rowdy foreigners in Phuket. They have fights. There's a lot of scams going on. I know the police at the moment, they're really doing some in-depth digging, investigating, because there are criminals in Phuket, some big-time criminals, foreigners. And, you know, there is a lot of Russians in Phuket as well at the moment, as you know, probably 6,000-7,000 because of what's going on in their country. There's a lot of overstayers down there. And what the mayor of Phuket has actually said, he said, well, we've got to combat this. And what they're going to do now, they're going to introduce a yellow red card system, which what that means is if a foreigner, for instance, gets in a fight with some Thais and he's rowdy and it's obviously his fault, he'll get a yellow card. His embassy will be informed, and he's on a limited time basically. If he behaves himself, then that's it. Now they haven't said for what offences you'll get a yellow card, and they haven't said if that yellow card will be in place for the rest of your life or it's a 3 month or 6 month or anything like that. But what they're saying is any foreigners who are caught misbehaving, they'll get a yellow card, a warning, and their embassy will be notified. And if they do it again, they'll get the red card. Once they get the red card, they're banned from Thailand for life. You'll never be allowed back into the kingdom, okay? But like I said again on Friday, that isn't going to affect people like us in my channel because we're generally, behaving ourselves. It's for these young guys who are, they just go mad, don't they? They're all on smoking weed now and all the rest of it. Right, okay. Right, so Steve James, Peter, you've had over 10 million views. That's a lot, isn't it? Well, I've been going for over 3 years. 10 million, yeah, that's a lot of views. Michael again, I'm a big lover of Thailand like yourself, but really is the grass greener on the other side? What do you think? I think it definitely is greener on the other side. I'll tell you why. I don't know how old you are, Michael, okay? Right, I'm not saying Thailand's better than England or it's better than America or it's better than Australia. I'm not saying that, okay? What I'm saying is this. I'm 63 in April, okay? I'm fairly healthy. I'm a bit overweight, but I'm not on crutches. I don't have a Zimmer frame. I don't have any serious illness at the moment, okay? Me and my wife are parting. This is my options. Get myself a little flat here in the UK, a 1-bedroom flat. Take up a hobby like fishing, right? Or Netflix or gardening. That's all I can hope for. If I wanted to find another girlfriend, I've got no chance because all these women on dating sites in the UK that are of a similar age have got a chip on their shoulder. They're bitter. So what would be my future for the next 20 years? Okay. I'd be sitting in a flat, a 1-bedroom apartment by myself, lonely. It's very difficult to make friends here. There's nothing to do for a guy of my age here, unless you've got a hobby like building plastic aeroplanes. Okay. So let's turn the coin. Let's see what my alternative is in Thailand. Okay. I can go out. I can sit in lots of bars. People won't laugh at me because I'm 60 something. Girls will speak to me. They'll be happy to speak to me, not just hookers. I can go around malls in the evening. I can take the bus to places like Pattaya. I can sit on the beach all afternoon for a 30 baht fee on a deck chair. I can eat fresh crab and prawns on the beach. I can go out at night. I can eat beautiful Thai food, some real nice Thai dishes. I can get female company if I want to. You get the picture, right? So for someone of my age, it's a no-brainer. England, Thailand. And from what I've just told you, what would you choose? Of course, the grass is greener for me in Thailand, definitely. Jeff Ives, how you doing, Jeff? Haven't seen you for a while. There's a lot of Thai mafia in Phuket too, especially the taxi drivers. Yeah, they're notorious, the taxi drivers down there. In fact, they're so bad down there that the government, the local government, have tried to intervene, and they've said to them, look, do a decent job. Stop ripping tourists off. They've actually come out and said it. People ask me why I don't go to Phuket. There's 2 reasons. One is the logistics of getting down there. It's just so bloody far, isn't it? It's a flight or an 18-hour drive. And it is, they treat foreigners down there like, I don't want to say it, but, you've got it in Pattaya, but not as bad. Not as bad. Right, somebody's just a new member, is it? Right, Marvin, welcome. That's it. Well, this is good now because I had 4 new members on Friday, and now Marvin, that's 5. So if I can build these members, this cheaper membership up to about 50, then I'll start doing the member streams. They might be a little bit shorter to start with, but they're going to come quickly like this. When you're getting something for it, then hopefully we'll get a few more in. I'm not going anywhere quick, guys. I'm going out to Bangkok, carry on with the stories, carry on with the live streams, and the members live streams as well. Okay. And if there's anything you'd like to see me film when I'm in Bangkok, let me know and I'll have a go. But don't tell me to go into Nana with a camera and film inside every go-go bar because it's just not going to happen, right? It's a silly thing to ask for. People do actually send in emails and say, look, I think it'd be a good video if you went into Nana Plaza and compared every go-go bar and go in and have a drink and film all the girls and all the staff and you think, yeah, if I want to leave in a body bag, that would be a good idea, but I don't. Bayou, Tom on the loose again. Fresh veg and fruit is everywhere. Yeah, it's easy to get in Thailand. And I tell you what, again, going back to that story about when you live there, you start to find things out. Like I found little bakeries, I found that little bar area at the top of Soi 10 and things like that. Here's another example. I used to go to a supermarket and I'd buy half a kilo of oranges, and it would cost me 90 baht, half a kilo. You know these vans that annoy me with the speakers on the front? There's one that stops in my street every day. I can buy a kilo, not a half a kilo of oranges, 70 baht, okay? I bought half a kilo of black grapes, 100 baht, So once you start getting your feet under the table and you start, you've been there a while, you do start to reduce your costs because you don't do the obvious, like, I'll go to 7-Eleven and buy this. Mind you, saying that 7-Eleven is extremely good value. Yeah, there's a lot of options. Right, let me just have a little break again. I'll do another one of these. They're great, aren't they? I put them out last year, actually. I was talking about my book earlier. I haven't promoted it for months and months and months, so I'll just put this up. This book Andrew Hammond put together for me about a year ago. It's Real Tales of Love and Losses in the Land of Smiles. You can actually download that on Amazon. It's on Amazon. You can get the downloadable version. It doesn't cost a lot. I think it's about a £5, and there's a paperback version as well. It's just some of the older stories that have been put together in an easy-to-read book. You can put it next to the toilet and get through one story every time we go there, okay? And somebody sent me another funny picture as well. So if you're a bit of a perv and you need to go to a clinic, you've got the Pervy clinic right there. I don't know where that is, by the way. Right, I want to say hello to another new member, Kevin Mab, became a YouTube member. Right, thank you, Kevin. Guys, if you're thinking about doing the membership, please go ahead and do it, because I'd love to have you in the live streams. They're going to probably start in a couple of weeks' time. It's a £5 a month. It's not a big deal. And, I can bring people in, as I say, and it's going to be a lot more relaxed. Okay, so looking forward to having a lot more members in. We've had 6 just over the last couple of days. Right, is it Kelly? Kelly Hartnett. Oh my God, I'm so late, but it's good to be here now. Yeah, good to have you, Kelly. Welcome. Steve James. Peter, do a video of Ganga. What the Korean one? Oh, isn't that old hat now? Laugh out loud. Probably will OD on the time machine. I've got a really funny video clip, but I can't show it because of YouTube, because it's just a little bit over the top. What it is, it's a typical Thai massage. It was, I don't know if it was made as a joke or an advert and somebody's cut it up, but it lasts for about a minute. I wish I could show you it, but it's a little bit risque because the girl's in a kind of bikini and she goes over and puts a knee on each side of him laying on this bed. But it's a massage parlor and there's all this oriental music going on in the background, really low key, and she's giving him a nice sulky massage, you know, and she's like spread him, he's on his front like this, you know, and she's got a knee on each side of his back and she's massaging him, and she leans down to her ear and she says, you know, would you like happy ending? And his eyes light up and he's got some dollars like this. She goes over to the intercom and says, like, yeah, this guy wants a happy ending. The lights come in and all these people come in the room with like a clown, somebody playing a banjo and juggling and, you know, happy ending. But it's quite a funny piece. You might be able to see that on YouTube. I kind of feel like I've overdone it now. Right, who else? Paul Hoskin. Fish fingers, 75p UK, Thailand, 500 baht. I didn't know fish had fingers, Paul. Right, Rick E. How will you handle the 40C heat? You actually do climatize to it, Rick. I actually climatized to the point where I was going to get fans. I didn't need the aircon anymore. So what happens? You go out there, you come out the airport, first time there, it's like, Jesus Christ, I'm in an oven. You know, it really is like that. And when you live there, the first sort of few months, excuse me, it's just so hot. You know, you go out to 7-Eleven, you need a shower when you get back because you're dripping. And you never get to the point where you don't feel hot. It's always hot in the out of the low season. It's even hot in low season, but it's bearable then. But what happens? You do acclimatize to the point where you don't have, you can handle it a lot more. And in fact, coming up to the end of my last stint before I came back last week, I have an aircon in the bedroom. I have an aircon in the lounge, and I normally have only one or the other. I don't have them both running. I have the my workstation where I do all my YouTube and everything. Now it's kind of at the end of my bed. That don't sound right, but what I mean is it's in the bedroom, so the bed's there, and there's a kind of big, long, built-in unit where I have all my cameras and everything there, right? So when I'm in there, I kind of have the door that much. I'll make myself a coffee and I have the aircon on, and then at night I'll go into the lounge and watch it on the sofa, watching Netflix, and I have that aircon on. But I got to the point where I was getting climatized. And how do I know I'm getting climatized? Because I was getting cold. So because I go out in the park every night and I walk, you know, I do laps walking. And because I go out in the daytime more than the nighttime now, I was climatizing to the heat and I was getting used to it. Not to say I wasn't hot, but I was getting used to it. So what was happening was when I was sitting in my apartment, I had to put the aircon on 32, which is as low as it will go. It's virtually just air coming out, not cold air. And even then it was still too cold. And I'd have to put a t-shirt on and turn it off for 5 minutes and then constantly turning it off, turn it on, turn it off. Well, the solution to that is stand-up fans, because that's what I used to do when I lived there years ago. And when I had my apartment in Soy 24, what happens is you have the aircon on when you go to sleep because you're covered up, right? But you have stand-up fans. And what you do is you'll put the aircon on for the first sort of 20 minutes, cool it all down. And then you have these standing fans blowing and it's good enough. So in answer to your question, what we do about the 40 centigrade heat, I'll get used to it. You know, if I couldn't get used to it, I wouldn't go out there. And if you only go out there for vacations, holidays, and you're there for a month, 2 months, you think, God, I couldn't live out here because it's too hot. You won't climatize in a month or 2 months. You need to be out there for like minimum 3 to 4 months, even longer. After 6 months, you will. Ask anybody who lives out there. You know, you look at Trevor in you know, you see these guys walking around. They're not sweating because they're climatized. And that's why the Thais, when you see the Thais in December, it's 22 degrees. Okay, but you'll see the Thais, they're shivering. They're wearing jackets. The girls in the bars who do the cashier, they're sitting there like this, and you're laughing. You're thinking, this is lovely. Why? You're cold, but they're climatized to the heat. So, you know, once it drops below 25, 28, you know, they're really cold. It's laughable, but that's what it is. Right, only in Thailand. In December, my Thai girlfriend treated me for my birthday to an unusual day and night away at a floating market in Bangkok. We stayed in a Thai homestead overlooking the river. It was fantastic. Going again in May. Oh, fair play to you, only in Thailand. That's great. You're doing something a little bit different there. Andreas Victorious. If you didn't have YouTube, wouldn't it get lonely in Thailand? There's an old saying, you're only lonely in Thailand if you want to be. Thailand is not the UK, you know. You don't get lonely. You don't have to go out to go-go bars and throw cash away. You know, you can make genuine friendships with Thais. I've got Thai friends as well who are I don't know how to explain it really. No, in answer to your question, no, you're only on your own if you want to be on your own. If you want to get out there, it's so much easier to meet people in Thailand than it is in your own country. I'll give you an example. if I went to my local pub, I don't drink in pubs here, but if I went to my local pub and there was a guy sat at the bar and I sat at the bar and I started talking to him, he's either going to think I'm a scammer or I'm the oldest gay in town, right? Because people just don't do it here. Whereas if you go in, my best friend who died about 6 years ago, I met him in, I went to his funeral in Bath, took his daughters to the cremation place. I met him in Lucky Luke's. I went in there one afternoon, about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. He had a book under his arm. I said, "Oh, what are you reading?" We got talking. We just clicked. We had a few beers together and we ended up getting drunk that night. And I called him in the week and we became the closest of friends. So no, you're only lonely in Thailand if you want to be lonely. It's very, very easy to make friends. And I'm not talking about bar girls. You know, you can meet regular girls. There's Tinder, there's Badoo. Age is no restriction, okay? There's a lot of beautiful women out there who are 45, 50. They might have a young daughter or something, but they're looking for love. And I've been spitting all over the place here. They're looking for love and a bit of security. They're not looking for you to finance them. So, you know, in answer to your question, no. Right. Richie Apes, is it? Apps? Does it actually get to 40 degrees? Every time I've been there, it's around the low to mid 30. It does, yeah. Around sort of July, August, September, it can get very, very hot. But saying that, we had 40 degrees this year in the UK, didn't we? One of the hottest summers on record. And it was horrible because we don't have air conditioning here. Most people don't have air conditioning. In Thailand, they're geared up for it. Ricky says 45 with humidity. The humidity in Bangkok's actually about 87, Ricky. It's very, very high. That's why you sweat so much, even when you come out the shower. 87 is very, very high humidity. Right, Javier, how are you doing? Officially, the dry season starts today in Thailand. Okay, what are we, March? Yeah, okay. Toby Price. Captain B is expensive in Thailand, but chicken fried rice is £1. Captain B is expensive, but chicken fried rice, £1. Yeah, 40 baht seems a bit cheap for chicken fried rice. I normally pay about, even in Pattaya, it's like 60, 70 baht. Bangkok's normally about, a cheap one is about 80 baht. I'd love to know where you're buying it. Steve, I'm glad you've joined, mate. With the member streams wouldn't be the same without you in there. So yeah, welcome. Lots of people joining now. That's good news. Little welcome from Damon there. Okay. Okay. Bye, Jan. Is it Bayern? See you in April 12. First 2 weeks, I'll be in Jomtien and Hua Hin the next 2. Okay. I tell you what, they've saturated Hua Hin with bars now. I was saying to you before, I've got one of my viewers is down there. Did I have a night out with him, or I had a breakfast with him or something like that? Nice guy, about 10 years older than me. Just trying to, I think he sent me a message. Yeah, Martin Fenwick. I don't know if you'll see this, Martin, but Martin's quite a bit older than me. But he hangs around in Hua Hin. There's a big concert coming up down there, or it's just been. And I would have liked to have gone down there for that big music festival. But the thing now with Hua Hin, they've just built so many bars. It's saturated with bars. They're just not going to have the people to fill them. You know, it's just overdone now. Solar Life Portugal, 354 watching. Well done, Peter. Oh, okay, thank you. I used to get like around 500 in when in the winter, because what happens is, I mean, I'm really happy with the numbers, of course, but what happens is, you know, during COVID, people weren't getting to Thailand. They wanted information. It gets dark at 3:30 to 4:30. People are bored. They're fed up, and they want to join a community and be part of something. And that's when I was doing really, really well. Of course, now a lot of people are in Thailand presently, or they've just got back, or they're back at work. So obviously the numbers have gone down, but it's a good crowd. It's a good crowd. The member streams will be really interesting as well. Right. I mentioned this at the beginning, actually, Paul. Are you a good cook? Would you take cookery lessons in Bangkok? I don't think I'd take cookery lessons. Let me just see what Max Veit is saying here. I agree what you say. We'll look at soy. I agree with what you say. We'll look at Soy 11 if I do come into Bangkok drinking again. Yeah, Soy 11, Max. It's a good place to have a check it out. Right, Paul, would you take cooking lessons? No, I don't think I'd take cooking lessons. If I wanted to meet a nice Thai girl, that would be an avenue to go down, wouldn't it? Because well, mind you, would you find a Thai girl in a cooking lesson in Thailand? Probably not. But no, I mean, if I want Thai food, the good thing about Thai food, it is relatively cheap. It's everywhere, isn't it? So if you want to eat good Thai food, I found a place which is relatively cheap in Bangkok. So if you want to eat Thai food, you know, you can just go out and have it, aren't you? The expensive stuff is when you want, you know, like a burger and chips down the road from me is 250 baht. Well, I can go to Villa, buy 5 quarter pounders for 90 baht. No, sorry, 138 baht. I can buy 4 sesame buns for, I think, 60 baht, stick them in the freezer, some oven chips, big bag of oven chips. When I want a burger and chips, I just get one of them out the microwave and cook it and, save myself 250 baht. So I wouldn't say I was a good cook, but I can do a lot more than boil an egg, Paul, put it that way. Right, Tim Nelson. I used to live in Kettering, Debo Road. How long ago was that, Tim? There's a lot of changes down there now. Years ago when I moved around here, they had a petrol station down there. That's long gone. Right, another new member there. That's great. George Brooks. Good. George Brooks became a YouTube member. This is great, guys. It's not about the money. I'm not like raking it in or anything. I just want to get more guys in. So when I do these member streams, because they're going to be good, believe me, they will be good. We'll be a little community and we can really let our hair down, because there won't be sort of like most people in the stream, like now, for instance, all good guys, but you always get the odd dickhead comes in and, says something stupid. Well, that's why we've got Damon in the back there. Peter, maybe a shout out to the blind. Yeah, no, haven't shouted out no for a while. If you don't know who Noel is, I don't know if he listens anymore, but I actually got an email off him the other day. And I don't know if I think he might have got a bit pissed off with me because I don't answer every email he sends me, but I did try. But Noel's a blind man. He used to watch my streams. If he's watching now, I'll know, because he'll send me an email tomorrow. Like I say, he hasn't. He hasn't said. Well, he sent me an email the other day. No, if you're out there, good to have you in the stream. And this shout out is for you, Noel. Okay, so let me know tomorrow. Right. Somebody sent me a joke today, and I can't stick it up on YouTube for some reasons, but it's really funny. There's a guy in a club, and he's dancing with this really humongous white girl. She's really fat. She's got legs like tree trunks, right? And she says, look, I've got to go at 12 o'clock. And he turns around and he says, why, do you turn into a princess at 12 o'clock? She said, no, the kebab shop closes in 10 minutes. Funny. It's more funny if you can see the picture. Right, another new member there. So thank you, Tony7682 became a YouTube member. So give us a couple of weeks, Tony. Be patient. You'll have access to the stories before the Saturday now, because they'll be a bit later this week. I normally release them on Tuesday for the gold members. There's no more gold members. We just have one member now, one membership, and so you'll be entitled to look at the weekly stories 2 or 3 days before they're released to the general to everybody else. Okay, and that's good to have you in. Right, I'm having more confidence now that the member streams are going to be successful, because I only had about 20 members because they were quite expensive and they didn't get a lot back. But for a $5, basically, people will get value now. So I'm glad to see people are coming in now. That's really good. And at the end of the day, they're not contracted, are they? If you join and you're not happy with what I do, then you can just unsubscribe, can't you? And that's the end of it. Right. Scott W. Hello from Miami, USA. US, Peter. How you doing, Scott? Always enjoy your videos. Look forward to them every week. Well, thank you kindly, sir. Glad somebody watches them. Right. Okay. Yours travels again, Peter Cross, because it will be a members only stream, buddy. Okay. So I'm missing some of the comments. Obviously, somebody's asking what it's about. It's a members only. I'm going to carry on with these regular streams, but instead of doing 2-3 hours of a stream like this, after an hour and 20 minutes, I'm going to say, right, that's it, guys. I'm going to go to the toilet. I'll be back in 15 minutes, but only for members. And how YouTube works, you've got a checkbox in there that when you set up a stream, they'll say, is it for everybody? Is it only for members? Whatever. And you click only for members. So when the stream goes out, you won't have access to it unless you're a member, basically. Right. Solar Life in Portugal. Cheers, by the way. Right. Anything that was really bad for you or not fresh, she described as beautiful when we were shopping for ingredients in the market. Anything that was really bad for you or not fresh, she described as beautiful. Okay. Stephen 4X, another member there. That's great. That's really good. That's about 4 or 5 tonight. Welcome, Steve. And Stephen's, I know Stephen 4X, he's been in this stream for at least a year. I know you probably think with 335 people in the stream now, you probably think I've got no way of knowing who anybody is. I wouldn't know, but I notice strange names when they come in, and I know who are regulars, like Stephen 4X, long-time commenter. I know who are the regulars. So, right, Don, just before I got the super chat there. Hey, Peter, happy to finally catch these streams live. Too bad I don't drink in the day as well. Too bad I don't drink so you drink, but you don't drink in the day. That's very wise. Thank you for that $10. I'll give you a cheers. I'm on a little bit of the stronger stuff tonight. Nice. Right. Thanks for that. Okay. Who else we got? Oh, okay, look, there's a question here. Original Blaster Kunda, being a member, are you able to change your YouTube name? E.g., is a membership connected to the email address? It's not connected to your email address, no. It's just all it is. You've got your viewer name, right? Handsome man, you got that right, Stephen. You got that right. You got that right. Absolutely. Me or you? Right. Somebody's come tearing down the street like they're in a bloody Formula One race. And who is it? It's my daughter. Always in a hurry. Oh, it's my youngest daughter. Yeah. Right, she's thrown me off now. Thank you for those super chats, guys. Jamie296. Hi, Peter. Do you have any idea what time the member streams would be on? Yes, I do. Directly after the regular streams. Now, if I was staying in the UK for the next 6 months, what I would say to you is 10 o'clock is a Friday night stream. So I would probably do 10 till 11, regular stream. Have a cut off at 11, go and use the bathroom and make a cup of tea, whatever it is, cup of tea, do something. And then 11:15, start the members stream. And that would be at least an hour, if not longer. And that's the one where I can bring people in as guests and say, you know, somebody says, ask a question, I can just bring them in, you know, like I did with Damon. Should we show everybody Damon? Shall we do it again? Just say hello. Let's send the link to Damon and show you what I mean. Because we did this on Friday to show him. He was brave. He came in. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to let me open up live. He's thinking, oh, bloody hell, I've drank too much tonight. I'm just opening up line. I'm going to send the link to David. It's better if you've got, I can send it to you by email, guys, if you want to come in when we do the members one. But just to give you an example, what we can do, there he is, a handsome man. I'll send that to him now. Right, so I've now sent Damon a link. This is just to show you the sort of thing I want to do. I've sent Damon a link. So let's just say he has something he wanted to ask me, wanted to bring him in. If he clicks the link, I can bring him in, and I'll only bring him in to say hello, and then I'll chuck him out again, just to show you what we can do when we have the member stream. Edward Chase, another new member there. Thank you, Edward. I do appreciate it, and hopefully you'll get plenty of value out of that. And who knows, we might get you in the stream one night. Is Damon going to come in? Is he going to come in? Right, Rod C. Good morning from Newcastle, Australia. Oh, yeah, it's very early morning for you, isn't it? Peter Parker. Joke of the week. What do we call a singing laptop? Adele. That's actually quite clever. Right. I had a joke the other day. I don't know if I can remember it now. Not Snow White. Who had the two ugly sisters? Was it Snow White? I think it was. No, it was. Tell me who it was, and I'll tell you the joke. Right, Christopher Tate. Am I recognized as a regular yet? Yeah, you were in on Friday, Christopher. You know, when you get trolls and people come in, you can tell because they have kind of weird names. They'll have a name like 1234B or something like that. Now, I think, right, Damon's trying to work out how to get in the stream there. He got in really quick last night. I can see he's attempting it. He's not there yet. He'll come up there in a second. I can see him, but it's very dark. Are you in bed, Damon?
Yeah, I've got work tomorrow, mate.
Oh, you're actually in bed. Oh, I thought you. There he is. Hang on, let me try and enhance this a little bit. I don't know if you can see him. Oh, you're actually in bed.
I've got work tomorrow, mate.
Live from a bedroom near you. It's Damon.
It's the bedroom cam.
Yeah. Okay. So, what time do you get up for work tomorrow?
About 5:30.
5:30. Passimo just said, "Look, Thailand bound after dark."
Yeah. Oh,
you should have a nice little Thai girlfriend to climb in there with you.
No, I might do in the next few weeks.
Oh, well, you have got a girlfriend, haven't you? Of course you have, yeah. Okay, well, thanks for coming in again. It's just a little. So, look, guys, this is what I'm talking about. You know, if we're live and it's a member, I trust Damon because he does the moderating for me, right? He's not going to come in and say something stupid. He'll say it to my face, but not in a stream. So that's a no. No, don't say it. Don't say it. So
I ain't saying nothing.
If we're doing a members only stream, this is what we can do. I can bring people in and I trust them and I know they're not going to say anything stupid. Right. So I'll bid you good night, sir.
No, that's okay. Well, thanks for waking me up.
You're welcome, and I'll try and wake you up tomorrow.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a good stream, Pete.
What's good looking and hangs up? Right, enough of that. Okay, so yeah, I mean, a little example there. Spitting all over the place tonight. Where the magic happens. The Dutch Farang, yeah. I see, Dutch has been in for a good couple of years at least. Right, Peter Cross, I knew you were being sarcastic, so I was. All right, some banter going on there. Right, well, we can't. Okay, just bear with me a second. Right, yeah, live bedroom action on the stream. Yeah, some live bedroom action on the stream tonight. Is he still there? No, he's turned his camera off. Okay. Just don't show his member. Very clever. Okay. Right, Peter Cross. Yours travels, yes, thanks. But YouTube is free. I will continue to watch Peter's streams. But if he's not interested enough to take money from my bank account, looking forward to future free content. That's fair enough, Peter. Nobody's putting a gun to your head. The whole point of a YouTube channel, it's a kind of community, isn't it? And people sign up. They'll sign up to you if they like what you're doing. And if they feel that you're good enough that you might want to support somebody with a few pounds a month, they will do it. But there are other people like yourself who think it's free. Why should I pay for it? That's fair enough as well. But of course, you won't be coming into the members stream, but you probably don't need to. So that's fine. It's, you know, like I say, no, there's no nobody's putting a gun to your head, as it were. Cinderella, that's it. So Cinderella's going to the ball, and her two ugly sisters are there. And they say to her, "You make sure you get back in by midnight, or your private parks will turn into a pumpkin." And she's like, "Midnight, yeah, or it will turn into a pumpkin." She's like, "Okay." So she goes to the dance. She's there a while. She suddenly spots the handsome prince. He's dancing away with her, and she says to him, What's your name?" He says, "I'm Prince Peter, the Pumpkin Eater. What time do you have to be in?" She says, 6 a.m. Oh, that's quite good. Right. The real... Okay, you're off to bed as well. Where are we? Let's get some of these new ones up. All right. A lot of people telling me it's Cinderella now. Paul Hoskin, bedroom members only, please. Okay. Right, Steve Gibson. Peter, I gifted 5 memberships. Hope you get some more. Oh, thank you, Steve. Was that you? Very good of you. Thank you. I'm sure we will. I mean, I'm sure I've seen it on like other people's streams where they're talking away and everybody's into it, and they'll say, right, well, we're going to cut it short there because we're going to do some member stream. Well, it's frustrating for, you know, if you're into it and you're having a drink and you know it's carrying on, you know, you want to be part of it, don't you? Looking for some sensible ones here that won't get me in trouble. Okay, Paul, will you be visiting all the provinces in Thailand and doing videos? Not all of the provinces, Paul, because it's been done and they're not all interesting. Paddy Doyle did a motorcycle ride through every single province of Thailand. I'll only go and make videos where I think it's interesting. You know, I'm not going to be one of those guys who you know, go and sit on a beach and film the sunset, or, you know, I'm not going to go and film a, you know, a plate of fried rice. Look, I'm having a plate of fried rice, and doesn't it look delicious? And then show you the empty plate, and yes, that was delicious. You know, it's been done, hasn't it? Okay, I think I said hi to Edward. Right, so what we'll do now, let me just right, here we go. Blue Trekker, is it? I've paid far more for a great deal less entertainment many times in my life, Peter. You make me laugh out loud. Thank you, Blue Trekker. But like I said to you earlier, it's all personal choice, isn't it? No, nothing's forced on you, and you can carry on watching the free stuff, listening to the stories without paying like the other guy. But I do appreciate when people appreciate me. Rod C, I think you and Jeff Carter would be a good duo, wealth of knowledge. Yeah, Jeff Carter, I've watched a couple of his videos. He's quite a lively, happy-go-lucky kind of guy, isn't he? I've never met him because he was in the UK for quite a while when I was out there. I used to make good videos with Ed, you know, but, you know, obviously he got a bee in his bonnet about something. Somebody told me it wasn't me. Whether it was or not, I don't know, but he said he didn't want to mix with other YouTubers, so I didn't push it. That's up to him. But, you know, when we did streams together, they were very successful. People liked them. It's a shame, really. I'll do streams with anybody. I'm not fussy. Right, Bob B. Hello all. Peter Parker, can we see the English lesson? I want the coat clip again. Well, let me load it up then. I don't like to kind of do the same thing every week because people then get bored of it. Let me just see if I can get it loaded up real quick for you, and then I'll do it for you. If you haven't seen it, it's a Korean teacher. She's teaching English and she's telling you how to buy a Coca-Cola, but the pronunciation is kind of not right. Let me just see if I can find this. I'll upload it for you. There we go. Right, so that's uploaded now. Give it a couple of minutes and I'll put it on. Okay, I haven't watched too much of his stuff. I mean, I've seen him on I think he was in Manila somewhere. Okay, Carter is in Benidorm with the McMaster now. Okay, that's one place I haven't been, Benidorm. I always wanted to visit, but then I've watched some videos lately and it kind of reminds me of a kind of, maybe I'm being too judgmental, but a little bit of a, you know, like an English resort, kiss me quick and rock and, you know. Right, okay, I wasn't going to show this tonight, but somebody's requested it, so here we go.
And next one, please give me cock. Cock. It's cock actually, right? Do you have cock? Please give me cock. Oh, please give me cock. I want a cock. Please give me cock. Cock, and ask them the price of cock.
I mean, it's so innocent, but she's actually, that video's gone absolutely viral. There's some big stars have watched it and commented on it, you know, and she probably didn't realize, but she probably realizes now that she's absolutely famous because of that one video, you know. Should we do it again?
And next one, please give me cock. Cock. It's cock actually, right? Do you have cock? Please give me cock. Oh, please give me cock. I want a cock. Please give me cock. Cock, and ask them the price of cock.
There you go. All right, so now you know. Right, what I'm going to be doing, guys, I've been gone for 2 hours now. I'm going to finish with this older manga minute, and then I'll take a few more comments, and then we'll call it a night, okay? There you go. That was an older one. There'll be a new one for you on Friday, okay? Paul Scaff says that moment will turn down our TV so the neighbours can't hear. Yeah, Michael, I've already mentioned that a couple of times. When do the membership streams start? Give me time to get out of this place, back to Bangkok, and it'll be very shortly, probably 2 or 3 weeks maximum, okay? Need to get a few more members in as well. Peter Cross says, Peter, one of the best times in Bangkok is to tour around Chinatown. I know it well, Sampeng. It's been done to death, but not by a gentleman like yourself. Oh, well, thank you very much, your lordship. Right, Kevin Mag. Great entertainment, but also great information in your videos, Peter. Well, you try and mix it up, don't you? You can't, if you just do one thing, people will get bored. The stories are very, very popular there. I would say that the stories are my bread and butter on this channel. But of course, personally, I like doing the streams. That's what I enjoy more than anything. I like meeting people when I do vlogs. And you know, some good fillers are the 20 tips, things to do, things to enhance your trip to Thailand and stuff like that. You might as well share the knowledge, right? Okay. Innovation says, can't get enough of that Coke video. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Benidorm is Blackpool in the sun. Yeah, I kind of figured as much. It's I watched a few videos. I had this idea. I'd never have done it, but I had this idea about a year ago of buying a camper van. I think it was from speaking to Steve from Yours Travels. He had a camper van that he'd done up and he was selling it. And I had this wild, crazy idea about buying a camper van and driving 1,100 miles to Benidorm and spending some time there. But it's just a pipe dream, you know, stupid pipe dream. Okay, Reggae Vibes, no problem. You can get it on the rewind. The comments will come up as well. The comments take about 24 hours for YouTube to process them. So sometimes when you watch this back, people write to me and they say, "Oh, there's no comments or anything," but there is. It's just it takes time to process them. Okay, Steve says Benidorm can be cold and raining for days on a run between November and March. Okay, fair point. You can get a pint of beer for a bloody euro. And I was watching somebody's live stream and he was in a cafe and he said, "How much is a cup of tea?" And she was like, €2.20. How much is a pint of lager? €1. You know, crazy. Okay, our arrangement was financial. Paul Hoskin, I heard a rumor that ladyboys have them. All right. Rod C, I'm going to make this the last comment of the night, ladies and gentlemen, because we've gone well past the 2 hours now. I've got a lot to do tomorrow. I'm going to be, let me just read this out. 11 weeks I'm back, 29th of May for 2 months. Time and standing still, can't wait. It will fly by though. Before you know it, you'll be sat back at home thinking, Jesus, it's gone. I've been there, I've come back. You'll be looking for your next ticket. I was going to tell you something. I forgot now. What was it? I'm thinking of another camper van. Save your money, Steve. Put it all away. And then when you're going out to Thailand, you can treat those wonderful young ladies. Michael DiCaprio says, you'll never go to Spain on holidays again after going to Thailand. Yeah. I mean, I've seen guys on YouTube and I've met guys who they go to Thailand religiously for years, like I always did. And then they think, oh, you know what? I'll try something else. I'll go to the Philippines or I'll go to Cambodia or I'll go to Laos. And they start watching all them videos and people are like, oh, you can get a beer in Cambodia for 40 cents and you can do this and you can do that. And you know what? They go and it's like, it's not Thailand. You know, it's not the same. It's not the same. Okay, guys, I think that's probably it for me. I'll say thank you to Damien, even though he's probably tucked up now, ready to sleep. And yeah, thank you to everyone who became a member. Thank you for the guy who gifted the 5 memberships. Very kind of you. And I'll let you know about the membership streams. There will be another story video on Saturday, but again, it'll be quite short, maybe 15 minutes because I've reduced them because of my time. I've got a busy day tomorrow. I've got to phone a mortgage company tomorrow. I've got to go and fix a puncture in my wife's car. You know, all little niggly things. I'd just like to sit down here and get on with it, but I've got to do all these niggly little jobs, make phone calls and be hanging on for ages. I just don't like it. But anyway, enough whinging from me. Okay, thanks to everybody else who's in the stream. It's been not a bad stream. I'll be back for another live stream next Friday, 10 p.m. Until then, have a good week. Don't try not to let it get you down too much, okay?
All I want